Hello guys and welcome to my channel. So today's video is going to be a little bit of a story time and a little bit of sharing my experience to kind of spread awareness as well as give my advice on what I would do now that I am older. This happened about 5 or 6 years ago. But today we're going to be talking about the time I was cyberbullied, I guess you would call it. I'm not sure if that's the proper way to describe it, but let's just go right into this video. So like I mentioned, I don't know if you would classify this as cyberbullying. I hate to ever say I was bullied, because there's so many people who have a worse experience or a worse time than I did. So I hate to say that I was bullied, so I wouldn't particularly put it in that category. But today we're talking about the time where two of my friends texted me some not so nice things. So I already have to correct myself. This was a lot more than 5 or 6 years ago. This was when I was in grade 6 or 7. Or, sorry, not 6 or 7. 7 or 8. Grade 7 or 8. So I would have been 13 or 14 years old, and I am now 23. So this is like 9 or 10 years ago now. And just to start the story off, I guess, I was at home. I was sick from school, so I was laying on my couch downstairs in the basement. I can picture it perfectly. I was laying down on our couch in the basement just watching some TV, where I get a text from a girl who I went to summer camp with that previous summer, or maybe it was the 2 summers ago. But it was a girl I went to camp with. I met her at camp. Really didn't talk to her much after camp, but she texted me. It was a simple conversation for a little bit. And I think it's very, very important to emphasize how out of the blue this was and how random it was for her to message me, because I don't know what month it is, but like we went to camp in July, and let's say this was like December or January. Like it was so out of the blue. I barely talked to her anymore. We were still friends. Like we didn't have a fight and stop talking. It was just like, we live in 2 different towns. I'll see you next summer type of thing. So it was very out of the blue, very random, and the conversation seemed quite normal to start off with from what I can remember. Like it was just the basic teenage talk, I guess. Like, how are you? And I remember specifically saying, like, oh, I'm home from school sick, like I'm not feeling well. Other than that, I'm fine. And so we just talked about whatever 13, 14-year-olds talk about, and then suddenly she brought up this guy that we will call Travis. She suddenly mentions Travis. We'll give the girl a name too. I'm trying to look around my room for something. Okay, this always seems to happen, and my mom phoned me. Where was I? I can't remember where it was, but basically it was just a random, out of the blue text. It was all normal until she mentioned, what did we name him? Travis. Until she mentioned Travis, and then we'll call her Ellie. Okay, so Ellie and Travis went to camp with both of them the previous summer. And, you know, the conversation, like I never had any, I don't even know, like I didn't have any warning sign that it was going to turn bad. Or maybe I did, just let me know if I did and I completely missed it still. But, you know, we had never had any bad, I don't even know, like we didn't have beef at camp. Like we were friends at camp, all 3 of us. I barely knew the Travis kid, but when I did see him at camp, we were friendly. Like there was no reason for it to go badly. So I knew that these two did know each other. They went to the same school, and they made that very clear at camp. Our camp is pretty small. There's probably 100 kids at the summer camp I went to, and they're all from small towns around the camp, because like I've mentioned in previous videos, I grew up in a very small town which is surrounded by other small towns. So we were all from small towns that went to this camp pretty much. And then so they made it clear at camp that they were from the same small town. So that's how I knew that they went to the same school. They were the same age, because when we went to camp, it was like you have to be within a 2-year age range. Like it would be 13 and 14-year-olds one week and 15 and 16-year-olds the next, if that makes sense. So like I said, she randomly brought up this Travis kid, and she was just basically saying like, oh, he thinks you're cute, he won't stop talking about you, you should text him. And she gave me his number. So I text him. Keep in mind, I'm still not feeling good. I text him and I'm just like, hey, this is Kenzie, give me your number. And all I get back was a short, blunt response. It was something like just hi or okay or something short and blunt like that. And I'm just like, okay, well, she says, do you think I'm cute and that you wanted to start talking to me, whatever, whatever. And then he went off. Like, he totally flipped the switch, went off on me. So he's like, no, I didn't say you were cute, you're fat and ugly. I told Ellie to tell you that so that I could tell you how fat and ugly you are. And he literally just went off on me. Literally just went full in, full send. And I was speechless. I was like, number one, not feeling well. Number two, now I'm really not feeling well. I'm really sad and I'm not feeling well. And so he just went in and in and in, and it went on for probably a half hour of just him spamming my phone, being rude, being mean. And then, so of course, what you do when you're 13 or 14 years old, and this was back when you couldn't block people, like you had to go to your actual cell phone provider in order to block people. So of course I would never do that. I just told him like, oh, I'm gonna block you, blah, 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 blah. And then eventually he stopped, he shut up, and then I texted Ellie because Ellie was the one who started all of this. So I, of course, like I just said, I texted Ellie and I was basically like, what the hell? You already knew I wasn't feeling well. Why would you set me up for that? Why would you do that? Like, what did I do to deserve that? Why did this happen? Something along those lines. I wish I could remember, but like I said, it was like 9-10 years ago. So it was forever ago. I don't know why I just flipped my hair back. Anyway, she at first denied it. She said, oh, I didn't know he was gonna say that. I didn't know that's what he wanted. And then I was basically like, yeah, right, like whatever. And then later on she did admit that she fully knew it. That I just said his name. That's what Travis wanted. And I've never talked to them since. I didn't see them at camp the next summer or any previous summers after that. I never saw these kids again. I've never talked to these kids again. I honestly don't even know what the hell they're doing with their lives now. Like I said, it was 9-10 years ago. I'm sure, or I hope, they've grown to be decent human beings. But I have no idea what they're doing. Wish them nothing but the best. So now for my advice is tell someone. I know everybody says that. I know whenever you're getting bullied in person, online, through text, whatever the case is, that they say tell somebody you trust, friends, family, school teachers, whatever. I did not tell a soul. I didn't tell any friends. I didn't tell my parents. I didn't tell anybody until right now. Like, this has never come out of my mouth until right now. So I would 100% tell somebody, because honestly I'm not sure what they would have done, but it would have made the situation better. It would have made me feel less alone. When this happened, I cannot even express how alone I felt because I wasn't telling anybody what had happened. So for no other reason than to have somebody know how you're feeling, tell somebody. And then also, if it is a similar situation to what I had, a texting situation, you can block people now very, very easily. At least on iPhones, you can block people very easily. If it's on social media, you can 100% block people super, super easy. And you gotta realize that even if they're making these fake accounts over and over again, like I've seen situations like that. It's never happened to me, but I have seen situations where people just make a new Instagram account just to bully somebody. Just block them again, because honestly they're gonna get tired, they're gonna run out of fake emails, everything like that. So I guess that's really all my advice. I don't have too much advice. Just tell somebody and block them. And then I don't know, I I now, at the time, I didn't think about it like this, but I always wonder what the bullier is going through, because you have to have a pretty sad life in order to personally go out and attack somebody like that. Like, your life has to be a mess. You have a pretty sad life if that's what you get enjoyment from. So that's always what I think about when I hear bullying situations now. Like I said, at the time I did not think like that, but now that it's 10 years and I'm in my early 20s, that is how I view it now, because people are still mean. Well, whenever people are mean, whenever I witness this or hear about a bullying situation now, I just wonder what the bullier is going through, because honestly, their life has to be pretty sad if that's how they're choosing to live. But I am done my rambling. Let me know if you've ever had a situation like this. Like I said, I don't know what to call it, because I hate to say I was cyberbullied. It was a one-time situation where I was basically just getting attacked by somebody I went to camp with through text. So I'm not sure what you guys would call it, but that is my experience and my 2 tips of advice. So I post videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I hope you somewhat enjoyed this one. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.